Hi, this is Katie Shell with Essential Journeying. I am an intuitive healer, a master aromatherapist, Reiki master, astrologer. There's a lot of modalities that I work with, but the thing that I wanted to discuss is why it's important to always set your intentions to working to the higher self. And so when we talk about working with your higher self, we're calling in our intuitive nature, we're calling in our body, especially with the work I do, it's calling in that the instinctiveness within the body, the things that we know that are in our butt, because we can access everything. Everything is within us. Everything we need, all of the universe, all of it is within us. So we have the access to that. We have guides. We have connect with our higher selves. We can connect with the plants, the trees, all sorts of different things to help us find clarity what that is and help us understand ourselves better. But ultimately, all of it is within us. So but what we're talking about here is really working with the higher self. I'm not the higher self, our highest good, because we all come into these bodies, into this planet right now, right here, with stuff that we need to experience, something that our souls have chosen to experience. We'll find markers in our astrology charts for that. We'll find our bodies, of course, are telling us things, the things that we are drawn to. The astrology chart kind of helps us understand what's being drawn into our field and why those things are being drawn into our field. So they're kind of like the owner's manual, I guess, is kind of a way to look at that. Which is why I do love working with astrology. But really, ultimately, what we're always working with is figuring out what your highest good is. And so somebody comes in here with maybe a knee problem. And so you come in and we might do energy work. We'll probably work with some oils. We might do a Reiki treatment. And we're gonna work on the whole body. We're not going to just work on the knees, and we're going to bring energy into the whole body so things start to shift the way that they need to shift. And by doing that, rather than saying, let's cure the knee, let's make the knee feel better, we need to understand why our knee is in pain and what that is trying to tell us and what that's opening up for us. And so we'll find, so again, with the knee example, when we work with the oils, I might pull out 10 or 12 different, not 10 or 12, but I might initially go with something that my brain wants to work with for knees, but maybe I'm being drawn to basil or something like that rather than the pine family. And if I'm being drawn to the pine family, probably means that you need some grounding, that you need to concentrate, that your body is wanting to be more connected with the physical realm, more connected with the earth. But if you're pulling basil, maybe basil's all about connecting with our other lifetimes. And so that we're having residuals from things that we've experienced in other lifetimes that we need to clear in this life. And so this isn't even something that we necessarily have right now. So then what happens is, as we work with these oils, or we work simply just with the energy work, we're working towards the highest good. And sometimes the highest good means that we face more obstacles because there's something in our lives that we need to be more aware of and that we need to confront. So when we work about, again, it's not about setting the intention to clear something. It's setting the intention, what's our highest good? How do we reconcile whatever it is? How do we figure out whatever it is that's causing that pain or causing those problems or causing whatever it is that we are attracting into our lives? And so, again, as we do the energy work, as we move through this energy work, we might find that things get worse before they get better, or they seemingly get worse before they get better. And that's not unusual. But it's also, you usually find a greater sense of clarity in what belongs in your life. I've talked about different oils like rhododendron, which is about connecting with the people that belong in our life. And when we put the rhododendron on to attract the people who belong in our life, the people who don't belong in their life start to go away. So we'll find ourselves, when we're doing this energy work, It can be while you're on the table, you might feel that shift. You'll feel the shift, but mostly it'll start happening afterwards. It'll happen, or as you're continuing to work with the oil that makes sense for you. Or movement, of course I always do movement. I do yoga, I do dance, and I think that's really another way to really get into the body and understand what's happening. So these conversations, again, may bring in things that will, hit you and sink you, what feels like sinking you further down before you move forward. And that's fine. And that's part of it. That's part of the journey. And that's part of us understanding what we really need and how to do it. We can do this, of course, at least the way I like to do it. I like to do it in a very gentle way where we're very conscious of our self-care. We're very conscious of our taking breaks, of being compassionate with ourselves, for being compassionate with those around us, because it just amplifies, because it amplifies our ability to get further down that path that we're on. It's also important to really bring gratitude to whatever comes through our path and stay in that space of gratitude. So thank you for showing us this thing, and now I can do something better and something different, because this has been hard for me and this doesn't make sense in my life. And so the things that don't make sense will be harder and harder to keep up with, and the things that do make sense may still be challenging, but they'll be clearer and clearer. So whatever you do for your energy work, it's, again, very important to make it about your highest good rather than trying to control something specifically. Because when we try to control something specifically, we're holding that grip and we're holding it tighter, and it might not be what's in our best interest. And so your practitioner will then might take it on. A good practitioner won't do this, but somebody who maybe isn't as well connected or whatever it is, for whatever reason, is going to end up taking that stuff on for themselves, and will find and will be drained and be tired. So this is really good if you are talking about whether you're receiving or giving energy work. So again, it's important, because then you end up taking it on for yourself, and then you're not where you need to be, and then the other person isn't where they need to be. So I hope this helps. Have a great day, and thank you very much.